So, hello everyone. My name is Sari Rautio. I come from the city of Hämeenlinna, which is located 100 kilometers north from Helsinki in Finland, Northern Europe. I'm the chairman of the city board there in Hämeenlinna, and I'm really excited and interested in localization of the SDGs, the Agenda 2030. And I'm really happy that you all are now gathered there to discuss about this very important issue globally and also, of course, for Tanzania and your own cities. I also work in ALFRA, which is the Association of Local Authorities and Municipalities here in Finland. So I've been lucky enough to work with different cities but my own. And I think that there are good examples that might be useful also there and also here. And I'm really happy also to hear about your experiences and experiments in working with the SDGs. First of all, the most important thing is that we have to define what sort of a change we need and why. The importance of doing the change, I think it's obvious for us all, and the global megatrends seem to be the same no matter where in the earth we are. We have the problem with the climate change. We have I think that is the most important issue that defines all our actions, no matter if we are in Africa, if we are in America, in Europe, wherever. We have to find the new solutions so that the one and only earth we have will survive, and the people as well. The other important issue is how we can take everyone along, how every person can be a part of his or her own city, municipality, area, how every person can be a builder of the better future for us all. And since we have the big changes going on, we have to have also new tools for that. And one good thing about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, is that gives us the common language, so to say, to talk about these important issues. There are 17 different goals which altogether make the Agenda 2030. And all the 17 goals actually together they form the tools for the better future. And from my point of view and from our experiment, it is very important that we don't just pick up one at first, but we first look at the whole picture, and at the same time we have to look at what is important in our own city. We have to start, or should I say it's wise to start to think what are the things that are working well, what are the things we can build on, and then to find out the resources we can use in forming the better future. And after that, after we know the resources and we have a common understanding of the reality and the thing what is going on nowadays, then we can start to discuss about the big problems, the phenomenon that is going on that we have to tackle, and we have to find the new ways to work on. And it is very important that we have the discussions together to find out both the resources and then after also of the problems. Because when you look at the world or your own city from different perspectives, you might see the same everyday life from a bit different angle. And when you sit in the same table and talk about the problems, you get the whole picture of the whole issue, and then you can also, it's easier to find also the solutions. So first the resources, and then define the problem we want to tackle, and after that we have to define the change we want to make. What is the actual change we want to make? And also, again, when we start to tackle the and find the solution, that is something we again have to work on together. And we talk here in Finland and in Europe a lot about co-creation. And the best thing about co-creation is that the solution we find together is not mine, it's not yours, but it's something we worked on together, and so it's easier also to be sure that we all work towards the same goal. The 17 SDGs, of course, they are formed together between different countries, which is very important. But at the same time, we know that all the 17 goals are so that we can't, it's not possible that it's only the governments that make the change. The actual change is made on the local level, in municipalities, in cities, between people, between enterprises and schools and all the different stakeholders that there are in the area. We here in Finland, we have good examples and good experience also of the fact that when a city chooses sustainable development and starts to put it on the strategic level, so then we can also combine the working with enterprises, which is very important, and also all the people who are living in that municipality and city. The NGOs and different, not only enterprises, but other communities are also very important to involve. And that is something, as I mentioned earlier, that it's important to find out the resources and the things what we have already. Big part of resources is also to define and to find the all things, all the possible stakeholders there are in the area who want to be in this work together. Then, when we have found who we need to be in the same table, so to say, to make the local task force, it is very important that we tell everyone what we are actually doing. If the city, the municipality has the SDGs and localization of the SDGs in their strategy, we have to make a noise out of it so that everyone knows about it. It's always good to have the media in the same table to tell them, so that there will be a lot of discussion about the issue. And it's also important to ask the normal people, so to say, what do they think about the thing? What are the most important issues we should discuss and find the new solutions in our own city? Because it's very important that the people find the things we are doing and planning, that they actually have an effect on the everyday life. Not that it's only on somewhere strategic level, but we have to have always combine it to the everyday life. And even though there are these 17 goals and a lot of things we have to work on, it's always important also to make choices, not to do everything at the same time, but to choose what we do today, what we do next week, what we do in after summer or so on, and also make it visible. When is something happening? The biggest thing about participation is that we have to make it visible to everyone. We have been working on a lot here in Finland so that it can't be so that it's only us big bosses who know about what's going on. But if we want to participate, people and enterprises, we have to make the issues common and together, so that there is going to be a common ownership to these important issues. And I think this is very, very important. And also, after we have defined the goals we want to make, and we have decided that together via co-creation that these are the issues we are going to do, this is our local task force, this is our schedule, the timetable, how we're going to work on it, then we also have to follow it. And also tell about how the things are actually changing and going on. We also need the courage to tell if something is not working on. And that is the most difficult thing, at least here in Finland, to tell if something we have to correct on. But I think it's very important, because these issues, the goals and the big change we need to do, it's not a simple thing to do. So we can't hide the things that are not working on. It's very important to be open in both in the succession and both if something we have to do again or correct. And also it's very important that even though it's crucial that the leaders are involved in this thing, and the leaders talk about the importance, and it's included in budgets and strategies. It's very important that also the other stakeholders have the permission and possibility to tell about how the things are going on, and that we can together be proud of the change we are doing together. And I think that is something when you have the working group, you could discuss about this, that what are the good things you have at the moment, and what could be the first example you could try to do together in order to tell things further on. And I think that is very, very important. So, even though there is a lot of work to do, and you have to always find out the solutions that fit in your city, in your municipality, luckily there is a lot of good work that is done in different parts of the world, and we can learn from each other. A good paper is the localization of global agendas made by the UCLG. Last autumn this came out, and I really recommend you to take a look at this. And it has good tools in it, and it's really a nice piece of paper. Here in Finland, we have a few municipalities a lot of municipalities are working on it, but a few municipalities that you should take a closer look on. And a city of Espoo, which is here in southern Finland, is working really well on SDGs in all 17 issues. Of course, the education and digitalization are the main issues in Espoo, but that is a very interesting example. Another interesting city is the city of Kemi, where actually I was born. That is in northern Finland, a smaller city. It's an old industrial city which was suffering a lot from the change of work and the enterprises going down, and now it's trying to work on with the SDGs to find the new start, so to say, for the better future. Also, the city of Tampere in the middle Finland is very interesting, and they have a lot of good examples also on the social issues, and well, I should say perhaps the social issues are the things that you should check on over Tampere. But and then of course I have to say that next year, 2021, we have a city of Lahti, which is the European Green Capital, and they have a lot of good things about. In order for not polluting so much and for new forms of energy and well, also in mobilization and all these sorts of things. So these are the 4 cities, and of course my hometown Hämeenlinna is the 5th. But I should say that these 5 Finnish cities are very good to take a closer look on.
What are you proud of your work in Hämeenlinna?
The thing that I'm most proud of is that the city of Hämeenlinna is Finland's first child-friendly city, and we have been working together with UNICEF to make the criteria of how the children's participation can be in everything what the city is doing on. And I think that is something we are very, very proud on. Especially Hämeenlinna is a city of a lot of old people. We don't have so many children. At the same time, we of course want to take good care of our elderly people, but at the same time we have to take care of the children. And that is, in order, when we think of the SDGs, I think the participation of children is something we are working on really well. So, what I would like to say in the last is that this is not easy work, but and nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something. So I really appreciate you being in this work together, ask a lot of questions, and let's be in contact. And together we can make the brighter future.